Is of the building completely collapsed.
You are looking at live pictures right now.
Rescue dogs on the scene right now.
Good morning. My name is Rhett Mock, and I am honored to be the Search Dog Foundation's CEO. It is a pleasure to welcome you today to our April 2025 Search Team Pairing Ceremony, wherever you may be joining us from. Before we get going today, I wanted to take a quick second to recognize all of the people in the SDF family that make not only our mission possible, but days like today a reality. So I want to thank, starting with our invaluable recruitment, shelter, and transportation partners. They're the ones out there across the country that are looking for these exceptional canines that we get the absolute privilege of working with. I also want to thank the leadership and teammates from California Task Force 2, California Task Force 7, and Virginia Task Force 2, many of which are here today. Yeah, you can clap. I want to thank our steadfast and devoted supporters. They're the ones that invest in the work we do here, and they make all of this a reality. So thank them wherever they may be. I want to thank the incredible team at SearchDog that I have the honor and privilege of working alongside. And that includes our board of directors, our wonderful Wolf Pack volunteers, and of course, the SDF team, the staff here. And it is really an honor. I've never worked with so many dedicated and passionate people in my life, so I would like to give them a round of applause as well. And perhaps most importantly, I want to thank the families of the handlers that are here today, because you are as much of this work as they are. You have opened your hearts and your homes to a high-drive urban search and rescue canine, and I will remind you that we are also here to support you, so if you need anything, just call us. So everybody I just mentioned is part of that SDF family, and all of you are part of that SDF family, so I do want you all to give yourselves a round of applause. Today's ceremony holds a special significance because we're coming up on the 30th anniversary of the Oklahoma City bombing that occurred in April of 1995. This devastating event, the largest domestic terrorist attack in United States history, claimed the lives of 168 people, and it forever altered the face of disaster response in our nation. It also gave rise to the vision of the Search Dog Foundation. Our founder, Wilma Melville, who's here today, deployed to the incident with her search dog Murphy and returned with a passionate commitment to raise the standard. Her vision included pairing rescued dogs with first responder handlers and giving them the support and training they would need to ensure that when disasters happened in the future, no one would be left behind. And while much of her vision has become our reality today, there is still much work to be done. And so we celebrate the next generation of canine heroes and their dedicated partners today. And to those handlers, Justin, Corey, Shannon, Deshaun, Louie, and Justin, the other Justin. We don't know which one is the other Justin. We thank you for your unwavering commitment to your canine partners and the path that lies ahead. The bond you form with your canine partners will change your life. And we are grateful and confident to know that you will share that bond to help others, save lives, and assist communities in their hour of darkest need. And so to celebrate those teams today, I am pleased to introduce my colleague, SDF Senior Director of Communications and Search Team Operations, Denise Sanders.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Our entire SCF staff, from our administrative team to our canine operations team, have worked so hard to support these incredible dogs and now their handlers to help them get to where they are today. I know Rhett already thanked them, but many of them are in the back row with us today. Can we all just turn for one moment and give them a round of applause for all the work that they've done? As Rhett mentioned, we know it's not a matter of if, but when that the next disaster will strike. So it's imperative that we work together to continue to train and prepare these teams for when they're going to be needed most. To that end, SDF's team has been working diligently to train search dogs that will go on to certify and deploy with the task forces mentioned earlier. These 6 canines will be going home with their new handlers from Los Angeles, Sacramento, and Virginia Beach, ready to help when called upon by communities in need. And I just want to mention that, unfortunately, we know with the weather that's crossing the country right now, we know that they will be needed. So again, it's not a matter of if, but when. But let's take a look back at their training these past few months and see what they've been up to in preparation for today. We have the screen right over here.
Hi, I'm Mandy Tisdale. I'm the Director of Canine Behavior and Training at the Search Dog Foundation. We are here at the National Training Center. It's the midpoint assessment, and our handler candidates are getting to know the dogs in the program in preparation for being partnered. They're learning all about canine disaster search. It's going to be fun.
Hand nice and high, SIT nice and easy once again.
We are at the Search Dog Foundation in the play yard, and we are about to do collaborative toy play. Collaborative toy play is so important because that is the foundation for everything that is trained afterwards, and it helps build a bond between the handler and the canine.
So fun!
Good job, Shannon.
This is the barrel field behind me. This is where we started learning how to search. The scent actually comes out of the mouse holes. The dog gets scent, alerts, and then the victim from the inside of the barrel is able to pay and reward with whatever toy that dog likes.
Nice job, girlie. Free! Yay!
We are located right now at the directional control field. The purpose of the directional control field is to be able to navigate your dog during disaster responses, letting them know where to go, and also to be able to recall your dog and have them be safe.
We're currently located in the agility area, and our main focus today is to get our dogs to just run through a few of these obstacles right here. Today we actually ran through the tunnel, and we ran through the high plank, which was good for all of our dogs to see.
So today what we're working on is scent theory. We're actually doing scent theory without the dogs to try to understand exactly what they're picking up on and how scent travels. So to understand how scent travels, we're using smoke bombs kind of as a way to see how the smoke's going and able to see color. We finished with the smoke bombs. We're going over here to these buildings and we're acting like we're dogs. So we're lighting incense, we're hiding it somewhere, and then we're sending people in they can't see. So they're sniffing around, going in and out of rooms, trying to find the closest source of the scent, which is the incense, and we have their handler, which is another person that's just making sure that they don't run into anything.
It's partially blocked with a table.
All right, Mark.
Mark.
Yeah, Mark.
Open your eyes.
This corner's freaking hot. Oh, heck yeah.
Right now we're located at the upper rubble field, the industrial park. The purpose of training here is a little bit more of a technical search with smaller debris rubble. We have a diffuse scent pile and a more realistic rocky rubble pile over here. We have a lot of smaller rubble and smaller hides that the dogs have to navigate up and over, and a different scent profile for the terrain.
Now that we've seen a little bit of what goes into the training of these teams, let's go ahead and meet our new graduates and learn a little bit more about their stories.
These teams have gone through extensive months of training, including everything from canine healthcare and basic first aid to heat stress awareness to just learning the mechanics of how to play with the dog. Who knew that there was a specific way you can play with a working dog to elicit some of the behaviors that we look for and build that bond and that relationship. And that relationship that these handlers now have with these dogs that they met just a few short months ago is incredibly evident in the work that you're going to see a little bit later that they do together. But let's hear a little bit more about individually how they came to be and how they built those relationships. So I would like to introduce now SDF's Director of Canine Behavior and Training, Mandy Tisdale, to tell us a little bit more.
Thank you, Denise. Good morning, everybody. Can you all hear me okay? Yeah? Okay. Wow, what a turnout this morning. Thank you for spending your Saturday morning with us. We really appreciate it. As Denise said, this group of handlers has been working tirelessly with their dogs and in this program over the last 6 months. We had a unique experience this week with them where their training visit overlapped with the newer generation that just started in the program as handler candidates. And we were all able to sit down and have lunch together. And this group of incredible people shared some of the most valuable information with that new generation. I actually wish we would have filmed it. We didn't film it, but it was full of nuggets of information and telling the new group of people to trust the process and, watching these 6 get to where they are today. And luckily, you'll see a live demo a little bit later today. You'll see how much work they put in and how they are so attached and bonded to their dogs. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce first handler, Justin Quarisa, and his new partner, Ruffles, with Cosumnes Fire Department and California Task Force 7. Ruffles was found as a stray in Abilene, Texas, and placed with All Kind Animal Initiative, where due to capacity challenges, she was placed on their urgent list. During a PetSmart Charities adoption event, Carrie Burrows, who is here with us today, noticed Ruffles' high ball drive and submitted her for evaluation to SDF. In the meantime, Ruffles found her way on a Petco Love plane to Bitterroot Humane Association in Montana, where her evaluation took place. Ruffles proved her potential as a working dog candidate and caught a ride to our campus with our friends at Four-Legged Kids Bus. Ruffles is sponsored by Julie Croker. This little nugget is incredible. When she entered our program, we don't know much about the dogs when they come to us. We know what their performance screening looks like on video. This little girl was destined to be a working dog. She is full of heart, full of spunk and spice. She's a lover, but she wants to get the job done. She's serious and playful, and something that we saw in her early on when she first got here. There was a staff member out taking her for a walk, just like as a dog, taking her walk on campus, and she picked up a stick. Now, those that have dogs know, right? Dogs pick up sticks. This little dog picked up, it wasn't actually a stick. I shouldn't call it a stick. It was a branch. It was about 6 feet in length. And she happily carried it in her mouth, whipping her head back and forth. And we were just like, okay, we see who you are. You need something to do, little sister. So in walks Justin. And same with Justin, we got to know him throughout the program. He also he's committed. He wants to get the work done. He wants to do everything correctly. And he himself he pays attention to the details. When he started working with Ruffles, he tapped into some certain little things that she liked, and she immediately bonded with him. Not only Justin, just like Ruffles, not only wants to work and get the job done and is very serious, he is also incredibly playful. When you get this gentleman laughing, it is hard to stop. He laughs and laughs and laughs. It's actually really contagious. So we are really, really proud of this team, and we're looking forward to all the wonderful things you guys are going to do in your career together. So I would love for you to say some words now, Justin, and congratulations.
Thank you. Not a big talker in front of people, but I got to thank a lot of people. So my wife first, my kids, my parents are here. They've dealt with my 20-year career and my ideas, and this was one of them. So thank you for dealing with me. The next folks I got to thank is Task Force 7 for allowing me this opportunity, as well as Cosumnes Fire Department, which is the fire department that I work for. Very grateful. And then 3 other people that sponsored Ruffles is Julie Croker, John Schultz, and Carrie Burrows. She's a phenomenal dog, and I love having her. And then lastly, this is Dog Disneyland, like I call it. And it's because of the staff members. I know everybody's said that, but it is amazing what they do. They make my job so easy, and it is because they care. So when you have an idea and a group of people believe in a common goal, this is what happens right here. So thank you guys very, very much, every single staff member.
Thank you, Justin. Find my place here. All right. Next, I'd like to introduce you to Justin Enzor and his new partner, Batman, with Sacramento Metro Fire Department and California Task Force 7. Feel free to hum that music to yourself. You know the song. Batman came from Thrive Animal Rescue in San Diego, where he was rescued as a puppy at just 7 weeks old from a local animal shelter. A rescue representative, Victoria Hobbs, who is here with us today, shared that when she noticed Batman's high toy drive and nice temperament, she remembered watching a segment on CBS that featured SDF and thought Batman might be a good fit for our program. She reached out to us right away, and we agreed with her. Batman is sponsored by the Sandra Trinka Revocable Trust, represented by Teresa McConville, and the William and Joanne Miller Charitable Trust. Okay, these two are a powerhouse. When Batman came into our program, this is a dog that we like to call a trainer's dog. He is intense, high drive, working dog, wants a job. And in working as trainers, our training team working with him, he showed us just how incredible he could be. This is a dog that any one of us on our staff would want as our working partner. All of them we want as our working partner. But I will just say this dog was really intense. The reason I'm saying that is finding the right handler for this dog was going to be no easy feat. Justin, when he started coming out here to work with dogs, it was actually baffling. He knew the stats on every dog in the program. We hadn't even met Justin yet, and he knew all the dogs. He knew all their. It's like he had their baseball cards. It was crazy. Literally, he knew all of them. And when he started working with Batman, the training team, we all locked eyes and recognized this is the handler for Batman. We knew almost immediately. Justin didn't know, obviously, but Batman absolutely chose Justin as his partner. They play well together. They match each other's intensity, and almost immediately they bonded. So we're super thrilled for this team, and we're obviously excited about all the wonderful things they're going to do in their career. And so, congratulations, Justin and Batman. Love to have you say a few words.
Hi, everyone. I'm Justin, obviously, as they said, and we got Batty Boy here. I'll try to be short. I got a tiny story that I also think is funny as far as going along with this whole program and everything we did. So with me being the guy that had all the baseball cards and, knowing everybody that's here, day one that we come in, they had something in mind of who's playing with who. So we go to a playpen. They're like, all right, Justin, you're going to go play with Ruffles. And so they bring them out. We play together. We do the whole thing, right? Halfway through, Mandy makes a comment and is like, if you haven't figured out by now, we're going easiest to hardest. So if you haven't worked with the dog yet, that means you have a harder one. It's like, okay, I knew all the dogs. I knew who was left and what 3. So I'm just counting the numbers in my head, waiting for my name to be called. And sure enough, we were last. Batty's last. Here we go. This is going to be fun. And from the get-go, he challenged me, right? You get out there, I'm trying to be as fun as possible, playing, like calling him, making all these like high-pitched noises, trying to be entertaining. And he's like, nope, I have my trainer, I have my person over here that trained him. I'm going over to them. I don't want to play fetch with you. And it stung. I was trying so hard. I was putting all my effort. I was like sweating from it, right? But then it still made it much more worthwhile. Because then by the next day, he noticed me a little bit more. He came to me a little bit more and wouldn't go back to the trainer. The next visit, a month later, I thought he wouldn't even recognize me because it's been a month since I've seen him. But then he knew and he took to me. So I definitely earned his trust. And he's Batman and he got to pick his Robin. So I'm just glad that he got to pick me and that I got selected for that. So last thing I want to say is thank you to everybody coming out, my task force. They definitely supported me, let me run dogs and train and work before getting here so I wasn't completely green. Thank you to the staff, everybody, as far as Mandy, especially Julie and Chase. They were big advocates for Batman. They let me know all of his little niches so then I could kind of know them a little bit before instead of figuring out for myself. And I just appreciate everybody coming out here, so thank you.
Not too far, not too far. And he definitely did pick you, Justin. You did earn that. So I would like to now introduce California Task Force 7 member Brandon Anderson to come up and speak on behalf of the task force as he welcomes these two new teams. Brandon?
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of California Task Force 7, my name is Brandon Anderson. First of all, we'd like to thank Wilma for having the vision almost 30 years ago about what we have here. I'm not sure if you thought that it was going to be this amazing, but it's turned out like this and it's only going to get better. Thank you to everyone at SDF, administration, maintenance, canine care, training staff, volunteers, and also the canine recruiters throughout the country that help as well. We couldn't do this without everybody involved. Thank you to leadership at California Task Force 7 for providing a top-notch training site that has everything these dogs are going to need to reach their full potential as certified search dogs. Both of these handlers have more than demonstrated the needed dedication to accomplish this. Thank you to the families of these handlers for sharing so much of their time with the task force and this program. And it is cliche, but there really is just the beginning of the journey with your canine partners. Take every opportunity to gain new experience and try to enjoy everything these dogs throw at you, especially Batman. I know my time as a canine handler has made me a better person, firefighter, husband, and father, so try and acknowledge that. Welcome to the canine search world, both Justins as well as the other new canine handlers and the returning canine handlers. Congratulations on continuing such a special mission that Wilma and SDF started 30 years ago. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Brandon. Next, I'd like to introduce you to Louis Gudiel and his new partner, Joey, with Los Angeles County Fire Department and California Task Force 2. When Joey's owner relocated to Utah to start a new job and with a new family, he didn't realize his puppy would have so much energy and he quickly became overwhelmed. He listed Joey for adoption in the local paper, and an SDF canine recruiter reached out to set up a meet and greet. The recruiter was impressed with Joey's confidence and natural desire to hunt for a ball at such a young age and determined he would be a good fit for SDF. Y'all, this puppy was only 6 months when he entered our program. It's atypical. Joey was flown to SDF by Angel Flight West pilot Ken Hansen. Joey is sponsored by Tracy and Rascal. Where do I begin? Louis is a veteran handler. He's been through our program before. He currently has search dog Gordon, and he's now on to his second dog here, search dog Joey. Joey, at 6 months old, blew us away. He's the perfect mix of lovable and sweet and hardworking. He flies across a rubble pile. You'll see that a little bit later. He loves to bark. You'll also get to experience that. And he just has all the qualities we look for in a search dog. And watching this little pup grow up, he was, just over when you started working with him, he was just over a year, right? Yeah, 14 months. That's young for our program. Some dogs don't enter our program until they're about 14 months. And he was signed off, ready to go, ready to be paired at that young age. Louis himself, I told him this yesterday. This will not be surprising to him. Watching this young man grow throughout the program with his first dog, Gordon, and now working with Joey, you are like, how do I say this? I don't want to say a different person. You have learned so much and you have grown so much right in front of our eyes here at SDF. We're incredibly grateful that you are choosing to go forward in this program again with a second dog, because you epitomize, like, you are the kind of handler that we look for. And we're incredibly proud of you, Louis and Joey, and can't wait to see all the wonderful things you both are going to do. And with that, I would love for you to say some words.
Good morning. First of all, I'd like to thank God for guidance, strength, and purpose. My wife and kids for their unwavering sacrifice and support. For Los Angeles County Fire Department, California Task Force 2, Captain Topher, thank you for your leadership, encouragement, and believing in me. The whole K9 team, LA County K9 team, I appreciate you guys, all your support, your love. Thank you. Wilma, thank you for your vision and legacy. SDF staff members, volunteers, thank you so much. You guys do such an excellent job here, world-class organization. Your tirelessness, dedication, and commitment to every dog and handler, thank you. Thank you very much. This is like a family to me here. I appreciate you guys. You guys taking me in and teaching me everything that has to happen with these dogs. And all the sponsors and donors, thank you. Without you guys, we can't make this possible. And thank you, Joey. Joey is an awesome dog. He's got a lot of growing up to do, but it's awesome to watch him grow in the last couple months that I've been working with him. He's got a big brother, Gordon, at home that loves him, but he's also a little annoying little brother. So. Thank you so much. I'll continue to work hard and dedicate my commitment to being a canine handler and to serve this community and this country. Thank you.
Thank you, Louis. Next, I'd like to introduce you to Corey Baldovin and his new partner, Weber, with Los Angeles County Fire Department and California Task Force 2. Weber was raised by his owner since puppyhood, but when she fell ill, she asked a family member to find him a new home instead of taking him to a shelter. An SDF recruiter saw Weber's adoption in a local paper and went to meet him. Soon after, Weber was transported to SDF by Four-Legged Kids Bus to start training. We would like to recognize Janet Guerrero, owner of Four-Legged Kids Bus, who is in the audience today. We want to thank her for helping Weber and actually countless others find and start their new careers with us at SDF. So Weber is sponsored by Carol George and Roger Stewart, Walt and Faith Callback, and Roseanne Crane. He's a stunner, isn't he? That little yellow lab right there. Yeah. So Corey himself, a little bit background on him that for those that don't know him, he's also a veteran handler. So he's choosing to go through this process again for the second time. It's a lot of work. He knows that. He currently has Search Dog Diva. Those that have met her, she is a Belgian Malinois. Pointy ear, hard worker. No, she's all business. She's all business. So when Corey came back to go through this process again, we thought, hey, let's give him a floppy ear and see what he does with that. Weber is a goofball. He's a goofball. You look at him and he looks like your statuesque Labrador and you're thinking, oh, he's super biddable, easy peasy, no big deal. This little dog made us work for it. Like, he's got a little devious side to him. And so, yes, you do, Weber, with your little lip. I was fortunate to spend a lot of time with this dog because for a lot of during his training, he was with me in my office. So got to see kind of who he is and all the antics he liked to pull. It wouldn't be uncommon if I had him out of his crate. He would be pushing a ball into my lap when I was trying to take a call or trying to get some work done. It's constant, wants to work. When we first initially not partnered, but had Corey work with Weber, it became pretty evident that they were going to be a match. Weber took to him. Weber really likes the way that Corey interacts with him. It's like, I was going to say, it's like two children playing together. Like they just have a good time. They really have a good time. And so it's been incredible to watch Corey go through this process again with a very, very different dog than what he had the first time. I'm really proud of this team, and we're really looking forward to all the wonderful things they're going to do. So congratulations, Corey and Weber, and I'd love for you to say a few words.
All right, so a few words got written on my hand because no post-it notes. So first off, thank you to the staff here. They do an amazing job. Kennel techs, everybody, right? Dogs got to go out a couple times a day, pee, poop. That all happens with them for about the first year of these guys' life when they're here. They do a great job, and thank you to everybody here. Second's the donors. None of this is possible without the donors. Thank you so much for all of your contributions because it really does pay off, and I hope you get to see today what we've been working on, kind of behind closed doors and what you see on Instagram. So next, thanks LA County Fire Department. Give me these opportunities. Again, I'm on my second dog. Was lucky enough to deploy with my first dog, and yeah, she's great. Some of you guys have seen her. She's kind of a little legend out here, so she's kind of got more seniority than me, so it's pretty crazy. I like to thank my family. My parents are out here. They take care of the dogs when I go on some vacations sometimes, but no, they're great with the dogs. Dogs love them too, and they're kind of like that little home away from home, so thank you so much. I'd like to thank my other search dog, Diva. Her retirement gift, she didn't really have in mind, was another dog, but surprise, so here she does. No, they do great together. They swap stories, I'm sure, when I'm not around. He teaches her bad stuff, she teaches him good stuff. It goes back and forth. And then thank you to Weber. He's been a great dog so far, super stoked. And we're kind of talking about last night. It's kind of like a wedding, right? It's kind of till death do us part. So thanks, buddy. Thank you, everybody, for showing up today. Thank you.
Thank you, Corey. All right. Next, I'd like to introduce Deshaun Roman and his new partner, Toby, with Los Angeles County Fire Department and California Task Force 2. Toby was purchased by someone who hoped to train her with his other dogs for bird hunting. But after starting his own business, he realized he did not have time to manage his household of dogs. Instead, he listed Toby for adoption in the local paper, where an SDF canine recruiter noticed the ad and reached out to set up an evaluation. Impressed by Toby's nice temperament, drive, and love for the toy, he recruited this wonderful girl to join our program. Toby was flown here by two Angel Flight West pilots, Lynn Purcell and Tom Holliday, and we appreciate their time and effort into bringing these dogs out to us. Toby has a lot of fans. This girl is like the whole package. Nice temperament, sweet, full of drive. You'll get to see her work a little bit later. She's really kind of the dream. She's just incredible. She picked things up very quickly. She's a hard worker, and like anybody would be lucky to be paired with her. We have had handlers come out, just like visiting handlers and stuff, and we have them help generalize the dogs from time to time and handle them. And every single person that has touched this dog has fallen in love with her. She is that special. So we knew we had to find somebody equally as special when we were looking for her forever partner. Search dog antics. In walked Deshaun. I think it's probably fair to say, maybe, Deshaun, you were a little nervous in the beginning. Yeah? Uh-huh. And Deshaun has struck me as kind of somebody that he wants to do everything correctly. He gets in his head a little bit. He just wants to follow the procedure and the process, and it's very admirable. When he had Toby in his hands, boy, did he soften. Like that smile that you just saw, which hopefully you'll see again today. It was from ear to ear. And Toby took to him. He took to Toby. We mixed dogs around to have other handlers handle other dogs. He handled some other dogs. And it was like, oh gosh, no, Toby is his. Like, look at that. Like, come on. Like, she's staring at him. They're bonded. And we found the special dog, her special handler. We're so proud of you, Deshawn, and Toby, and we're really, like, again, looking forward to what you guys are going to accomplish. And we couldn't be more thrilled for her to have you as her handler. So, would love for you to say a few words.
Sit. Good morning. I appreciate you guys coming out here. As a collective, I want to thank just all of you guys from the bottom up. I really appreciate it. I want to thank my family. I want to thank anyone that's ever crossed paths with Toby, from her previous handler to allowing her to come here and be developed and to become the dog that she is. I want to thank Wilma. I want to thank the staff here. The staff here is amazing. Everyone, I've watched them for months now work tirelessly. I know we're getting a lot of praise here, but the staff here needs all the praise, because they really do it in and out. They live this life and they do it well. And I'm very proud to say that I'll be handling a dog that's come from SDF. So thank you very much, and I appreciate you all.
Come forward just a little bit. We want to see the dogs. You guys too. Well, congratulations, you three. I would also like to now introduce Los Angeles County Fire Department Captain and Canine Coordinator for California Task Force 2, Mike Topher, to come up and say a few words as they welcome these 3 new teams to their task force. Mike?
Good morning. It's a great day today. We have 3 great dogs joining our team. The handlers are a little so-so, but I'm just kidding. Every handler and every dog on this stage are amazing. I've seen them firsthand, running the pile, doing their thing. We have the perfect mixture of experience and novice, and I'm looking forward to seeing these teams grow. I think everyone pretty much covered it, but just to reemphasize, what SDF is and what they've become is amazing. And it starts with the donors, and it goes all the way up to the top, from the recruiters that go out there and find these amazing dogs, to the volunteers that come out here and give their time and their effort to making this place special, the canine care staff, the training staff, the admin staff. It's truly a giant machine here, and what they do is they create amazing dogs, and they go out to the system. And when you start seeing these dogs work and you start comparing them, we don't like to compare, but anyway, you see other dogs in this system, and it really brings to light what a special thing that we have here. Being from California Task Force 2 in Los Angeles County, we're lucky enough to be the closest task force here, and maybe I take it for granted a bit looking around, and this place is wonderful, and they talk about it as doggy Disneyland, and it truly is. So we're blessed, and I'm super grateful to have this partnership that we have with SDF. I look forward to watching these teams grow and watching them certify, and hopefully we can all deploy together in the future. So, yeah, thank you guys, and thank you to their families for welcoming these dogs into their household, because I can tell you firsthand, it's a change. So thank you all, and thank you guys, and congratulations.
Thank you, Mike. All right. Last but not least, I'd like to introduce you to Shannon Carey and her new partner, Red, with Virginia Task Force 2. All the way from Virginia. This cutie was found as a stray. He was placed with the city of Mobile Animal Shelter in Alabama before being transferred to Save a Stray Rescue. Coincidentally, an SDF canine recruiter happened to be fostering Red and noticed he had an insatiable desire to play with every single toy he found. So she decided to take him out to a rubble pile and see how he would do. Red traversed the rubble like a pro and earned a spot in our program. You'll get to see this little rocket on the rubble a little bit later today. He was also transported here by the four-legged kids bus. Red is sponsored by Farmers Insurance and M. Lawrence Allende and Nicole Allende. So we haven't had a dog bark on stage yet today. I'm kind of convinced that this dog will break that. I think he'll let us know at some point. I could be wrong. He's doing really well right now. Yeah. Red likes to hear himself talk. It's okay. Guys, you have a friend that likes to talk a lot? That's Red. He always has something to say. He is tiny but mighty. This little dog is a workhorse. He wants to be doing something all the time. When Captain Topher just said it's different bringing one of these dogs into your house, it sure is. I'm sure Shannon felt that. She's got other dogs at home. A little different with Red. Shannon came out here, and I want to say to you all out here and to Shannon herself, watching Shannon grow through this program from the first visit to where they're at right now is like incredible. The learning curve here and what these handlers need to learn from start to where they're at now in their journey it's an incredibly steep learning curve. There's so much information to learn, and it's really hard to remember everything. Every visit Shannon came out here, she was growing and learning, and now watching her work with Red, they're like a gelled, well-oiled team. It's been incredible, Shannon, to watch you through this program and to where you're at right now. You have absolutely earned your spot on that stage with this incredible dog, and we're really proud of you guys, and we are really looking forward to all the wonderful things you two are going to do. And I just want to say that we're thrilled for Red that he has you as his person, handler. Yeah, so we'd love for you to say a few words.
Good morning. Let me switch glasses here. First of all, I'd like to say to Miss Wilma, thank you for having the bravery to be ahead of your time and building a legacy of hope and survival in this amazing place. It has been a joy to be here. Thank you, Program Manager, Battalion Chief Michael Hopkins, and Virginia Task Force 2 for all of your support. I have posted notes. Thank you, K-9 Coordinator Sean Hall, for the recommendation for me to come here, and thank you and the rest of the team for your guidance. I want to thank Karen Meadows for always being welcoming and encouraging, even though I stalked her on Facebook to find out about all of this. Thank you, Mandy, Tracy, Denise, Julia, and Kate, for your wealth of knowledge and dedication to all who pass through here, and especially for your patience, because I needed it and I appreciate it. To everyone else here that works so hard at the mission of transforming these amazing rescued souls into rescuers, thank you for being the foundation of my greatest adventure. Come here. Oh, I'll post it. Thank you, Dane, wherever you are, for capturing all the precious memories for everybody. And I've told Dane before, as a mom, we don't have pictures of ourselves very often because we're the ones taking pictures. So I especially appreciate his work here because I'm like, oh, that's me. Thank you to my family that is here for coming out today and supporting me. I love y'all so much. And thanks to my dad, Mark Bailey, who has always been my biggest supporter. Thank you to the guys in my cohort for making this experience even more amazing. I love you guys. And finally, I just want to say, God bless past, present, and future teams and all those that they search for. Thank you. I got all these post-it notes.
We didn't teach Shannon how to spin. She did that herself. I'd like to now introduce Virginia Task Force 2 Program Manager, Battalion Chief Michael Hopkins, to come up and say a few words as they welcome their newest team to the task force.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Mike Hopkins, Virginia Task Force 2 Program Manager, and I'd like to thank everybody that showed up today to congratulate the graduates of this class. It really comes down to dedication. I don't know if you guys know, you probably do, being family members and loved ones and task force members. The canine handlers have to have the greatest amount of dedication on the task force. They are constantly working with these dogs to make sure that they are prepared to go out and do what they need to do when we get the call. We currently have a Search Dog Foundation member, Jeremy, with Chirp, that's in Tennessee for the floods. That's what we hope to see Shannon and Red do. So the other part of that is the sacrifice. The family members that have to sacrifice to allow their loved ones, their family members, to go and serve this country when they need it most. And lastly, I would like to thank Search Dog Foundation because the service that they provide the search and rescue community is immeasurable. What they do for us is amazing, and we can't thank them enough. So please join me in thanking Search Dog Foundation for everything they do.
I promise they're coming back. That's not the last you'll see of them. So now that they've been officially partnered, these teams will receive follow-up training support from the staff here at SDF, in addition to weekly search team training with their task forces and their teammates, some of whom are here today. The next major goal, as you heard a couple times, is to achieve certification, which will allow them to deploy when disaster strikes throughout the United States. We are now proud to officially introduce for the first time America's newest canine disaster search teams as they come back up here. Justin Corisa and Ruffles, Justin Ensor and Batman, Louis Goodiel and Joey, Corey Baldwin and Weber. I almost said Diva, I'm sorry, Corey. Deshaun Roman and Toby, and Shannon Kerr and Red. So thank you to California Task Force 2, California Task Force 7, Virginia Task Force 2, Los Angeles County Fire Department, Cosumnes Fire Department, and Sacramento Metro Fire Department for your support of these new search teams and the canine program as a whole. It truly takes a concerted effort of our partnerships to set these teams up for success and to guide them along this journey, which has been mentioned multiple times. It's just beginning for all of you. And this is where the real fun begins. So together, we will continue strengthening disaster response in America through our collective efforts to ensure that these teams and all the others stand ready when called upon to help. Thank you to everyone at home and across the country who is watching, as well as all of you here today. We appreciate all of your support, friends, family, coworkers, as well as our staff, board, and volunteers. It truly takes a village, and we are so grateful to have you as part of ours. That concludes our pairing ceremony. So from all of us here at the National Training Center, thank you all for being part of the search, and let's give them one more round of applause. Congratulations to our new teams. We're all excited.
Wilma Melville has graciously offered to spend a few minutes answering some of our questions. We're going to start with a short video, and I know all of you love to hear from Wilma, and we never have enough time with her, so she's graciously offered to stay this afternoon after the rubble pile demonstration, and you can chat with her and ask any of your questions that aren't answered here. So we'll go ahead and start with the video.
Local firefighters are adding some new members to their team.
They are dogs, and they're training to save lives when a disaster strikes.
Now they're bringing in one of the dogs to see if the dog will pick up a scent.
These search dogs were in action, in the middle of all the rubble and the twisted steel.
Rescue workers pulled the girls from the wreckage and provided first aid. In all, SDF teams helped bring 12 people to safety during their 16-day deployment.
The frantic hours after September 11th showed us how rescue dogs played a vital role in helping to find trapped victims and recover bodies.
It's a special task, and it requires special dogs like these.
They patrol the rubble after a disaster. But who makes sure there are enough rescue dogs to answer the call?
Only the very most essential people helping out with the rescue right now are starting to move back in. And it will only be once they get back inside that building that we get an idea of the kind of scale of work, not only that has already been done, but that there is left to do.
Devin, we have April 19th, 1995. We were all shocked to see on our TV screens the very large Murrah building virtually destroyed, and I knew that Murphy and I would be asked to go. On the second or third day, as I was leaving the search area, a young man, he walked toward me and put his hand on my shoulder. I looked up and he said, "Sorry, can you tell me if you've located her?" And he showed me the photo of a lovely woman, dark hair down to her shoulders. It was like he was sharing his pain with me. I had put my hand on his arm. I said, "We won't leave until we find her." And then we parted. It's certainly part of why the Search Dog Foundation had to be born, had to survive, had to succeed, had to reach for a better and better way to do things. I've been asked to share my first thoughts and my emotions when I was asked to go to Oklahoma City. Well, I was enthused, happy to go. Finally, I'm going to get to use this dog and what I had learned. It was after arrival at Oklahoma City that I realized, I think I'm in trouble. I think we are in trouble. We've never seen anything like this. You see, we arrived in the late afternoon and were taken by bus to the Javits Center. It's a conference center with a giant-sized room, not quite as large as the interior under here. And that's where we slept, ate, showered at the Javits Center. The first day that we were taken by bus to the actual site, we were positively amazed at the size of the building. The building was an entire block long. And you could see that this giant building had collapsed. The destructive force had lifted and dropped the building. We'd never seen anything like that. You know, we worked on little rubble piles, maybe good-sized rubble piles. We never did anything like that. So it was a tough start.
All right, next question. Wilma, what was missing in disaster response efforts at the time you decided to found Search Dog Foundation?
Wow, that's a big one. What was missing? Here we were, 6 FEMA certified team's dog and handler. We thought we were something. And we came down many pegs when we looked at that building and realized we didn't feel prepared. Well, there was an awful lot missing, but folks, it was 1995, and the improvements in the years that followed have been immense.
Wilma, we need to ask some advice. For the new handlers we're celebrating today, what piece of advice would you give them as they begin their journey with their canine partner?
Of course I have advice. It's just a matter of how receptive is this person I'm speaking to. Is he or she really prepared for what is coming? Now, I think they are better prepared now than in 1996, 97, 98. They're better prepared because they've seen disasters. After the Oklahoma City bombing, even if they're young, they know about the World Trade Center. Even if they're young, they know that within the fire department, their fire department has responded itself to small disasters, a portion of one building, let's say. So I think they know what they're getting into today a lot better than we knew years ago. But what I would say is, you know, that celebration that we just had, that pairing, you guys now have a license to learn. And they look at me. I say, oh, you thought you learned about training your dog, right? Yeah, we just spent 6 months doing this. We just spent 2 weeks, 2 solid weeks. We think we're ready. Oh, okay. Well, you're not. You're not. You have a license to learn. Do you remember when you were 16 or 17 and you got a driver's license? That was your license to learn. Well, when these guys go home with this dog, that's the beginning of their license to learn. Here, we've given them a groundwork. We've gotten them started. But what they have to learn is huge and hopefully never ending. Are you learning new things each week, each month? I mean, I am. Of course, I'm learning how to be old, which is a skill in it. You are learning. They have to be learning, those handlers. It's learning time. That dog isn't going to act the way it acts here when they take it home. Ha ha. The first time they take that dog to a new place, a new rubble pile, they're going to think that dog is going to charge out, go right up there and do a job. So they're going to learn. That is number one. And hopefully they bring what they learn back here so that our trainers who want to know what was missing, what did you need? Our trainers want to know that so that they can improve what goes on here. We will encourage them to come back as often as possible and bring what have you learned. That's what the main thing is.
As we look ahead to the future of canine disaster search and rescue and the Search Dog Foundation, Wilma, what is your vision of that future?
Well, my vision for the future is that the Search Dog Foundation remains strong and capable so that we can provide a home base for the handlers that we train, but broader than that, a home base for handlers from around this country. Most of them don't have the facilities like this, or they have to travel long distances. So my vision, my expectation is that we become better at reaching out to handlers who've never been here, to task forces who had difficulty. It's a laugh to ask people from Nebraska to come to California. But it's important that they do. And it's important that our handlers go elsewhere. The country is so large, the attitudes of people often different. The experiences just run a myriad of experiences. So strengthening what we do here, reaching out to far more handlers across the country and potentially the world. Broaden the learning. Strengthen what we have built. And learn here from them.
Thank you, Wilma.
Incredible control. So down here is mostly control and mostly obedience, as you've seen so far. When Justin brings Batman out, you're going to hear him say, "Are you ready?" That's his start. Watch the...
So he moves pretty quickly. They're going to continue working, even if they don't get their reward right away. So let's see what he does as he gets a little closer. So as he's working, watch for the change in body language. Watch for him to kind of whip around and head towards a different direction. Sometimes it's really pronounced, sometimes it's a little more subtle. So that is what we call the bark alert. So at first he wasn't unsure, but he hadn't quite settled into it yet. So Louie's gonna wait until he really settles in and is really strongly barking. Good job, bud. And there's his toy. Good job, buddy. So Joey truly believes that anybody who might be buried under the rubble, whether in training or in real life, that everyone carries a tug toy with them. And we want to keep it that way. Now, he is not slow and methodical in any way. We're going to see just how quickly he can cross the pile. Now, he doesn't have quite as much wind helping him out necessarily, but he is going to still be doing the same thing, even if he's doing it a little bit faster. He is going to be crossing that pile and getting to the strongest scent source is what he's looking for and what they are going to alert on. And then Shannon's going to come up, and that's when he's going to get rewarded. Now, a lot of people ask, well, do the dogs get as close as they can to the victim? Is that what they're doing, is showing rescuers exactly where to go? That's not necessarily the case. It is the strongest scent source that they are pinpointing. So that may not be the closest proximity to a victim, but that's okay. They're showing their handler where that strongest scent is coming from, which in theory should be the closest, but that is the handler's job and the rescuer's job to then take a look at the situation and decide how they can get to a victim and extricate as needed. So these dogs are used. Good boy, Red. Good job. There you are. Good job, buddy. So these dogs are used quite literally as the tip of the spear to make sure that they are covering as much ground as they can. Us as humans and even technology cannot match it. And then that information is then processed by the humans. Good job, buddy. And him going back to his handler, I have to say, is a really special thing that we kind of watch for, especially at the beginning of a pairing. The dogs, sometimes they want to go off and party on their own, but when they're coming back to their handler, that bond is so apparent that he wants to celebrate with her. He wants to celebrate with Shannon, and that is fantastic to see, right? Because we know that these dogs could someday be searching for you or I or our families. We want to make sure that we uphold that highest standard. There you go. And look at that tail go. She is loving every minute of this, as it should be. Good girl. Now, not every dog is made for this. Not every dog does enjoy getting up and over the rubble pile and the constant challenge of this work, and that is okay. Just because they may show us initially that they have what it takes doesn't mean that they necessarily enjoy the entire process. So if a dog does not enjoy it, they kind of tell us, and we are pretty quick to recognize that. That doesn't mean they can't work. Maybe they go into another career where they're doing wilderness search and rescue, not on rubble, more on flat ground or out in the wilderness. Maybe they're doing conservation detection. Maybe they're doing narcotics explosives detection.